And my name is Pietra Rivoli. I am a professor at the McDonough School of Business and a founder of the Georgetown University Pivot Program. As many of you know, our annual pitch event is probably our most exciting event of the year, both for our Pivot Fellows as well as our Pivot faculty and Pivot team. It is the culmination of so much hard work by so many people. So it means a great deal to all of us to have you join us this afternoon. So thank you all for being here. The Pivot program would not be possible without the strong support of the leadership of both the business school as well as the university. So I am delighted to next introduce my colleague, Dean Prashant Malavia, who serves as Vice Dean of Programs at the McDonough School of Business, as well as Professor of Marketing. Prashant, thank you so much. You have been a loyal friend and supporter of this program since our launch in 2018. So I'm delighted that you agreed to join us and give the welcome. Prashant.
Thank you so much, Pietra. It is indeed an honor and a privilege to be here, part of this program and part of the pitch competition. I am just going to take a couple of minutes to really cheer up all of our Pivot Fellows who will be presenting and wish them all the very best. As Pietra said, and I have known and heard from many of your staff and faculty involved, you have put in a lot of work, a lot of effort with lots of great ideas that we are going to hear about today. So I'm really looking forward to learning more about your ideas and what you are looking to be doing as you move into the future. I just want to leave you with one thought that it's a quote that inspires me every day, and I hope it inspires you as well. And it goes like this. Glory comes when you dare to begin. And if I may, this pitch competition and your attempts and your efforts in trying to create a business for yourself is that first step and is the most important step in the quest for glory. So all the best for you, for all of you and your pitches, and may you find glory in whatever you're up to in life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pietra and Prashant. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Latasha Moore, the Associate Director of the Pivot Program. Welcome to this year's pitch competition. I would like to take this time to review the audience engagement rules. So the audience engagement rules, we invite you to post questions and cheer on the fellows in the chat at the bottom of the screen. So at this time, I would like to introduce the last year's cohort 5 pitch competition winner, Tyranda.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tyranda Farrell, a graduate of last year's cohort and winner of the pitch competition for Pop, Lock, and Learn. After graduation, I became a part of the Pivot leadership team and have had the pleasure of working alongside Latasha, Alyssa, Pietra, and professors and helping the fellows with their business ventures. I am delighted for you all to hear the fantastic venture ideas that will be presented today. Now, regarding Pop, Lock, and Learn, I have secured a space at the ARC DC and plan to launch the summer of 26. I thank you all again and happy you all are here.
Thank you, Tyranda. So I would like to introduce you to the judges. Dr. Patricia Grant, Maya McWhorter, Jeff Reed, Chip Churl, Rich Williamson, Rohan Williamson, and Edward Yap. Thank you, judges. Now I would like to turn it over to Dr. Lovegrove, who will go over the competition overview.
Hi, everybody. Let me add my thanks to all of you for joining us today. Just before I jump in, let me say a minute, just to set the context. As many of you know, the Pivot program is a professional and business development program for returning citizens who see themselves as change makers and leaders within their own communities. And entrepreneurship has always been an integral component of our curriculum. we want our fellows to have the confidence and the skills to identify an opportunity and to respond. So I just want to let you know that all of our fellows, and not only the 9 who are pitching today, have been developing a plan for the launch of some kind of new venture. They've all been working through the various steps, understanding the problem from the point of view of the user or the customer, identifying and testing a solution, and trying to assess whether that solution is financially viable and sustainable. So today's presenters are our 9 finalists, the ones with the most fully formed ideas. So they are now competing for seed money to make a start on the opportunity they've identified. These are the 9 who will be presenting. Just so you know, the judges, we have 7, as you know, 7 judges on the screen. They will be looking for 3 things in these pitches: the quality of the idea, whether it's a well-defined opportunity with the potential to be successful, the quality of the presentation, was it clear and compelling? Did it include all the information that you'd want to hear? Was it persuasive? And then finally, overall, their assessment, did they make a good case for support? So that is the job of our judges today. And with that, I think we'll get started. So I am pleased to present our first presenter, is Gregory Williams. He's going to be telling us about futuristic cleaning.
Gregory Williams, founder and CEO of Futuristic Cleaning Incorporation. Futuristic Cleaning is a commercial cleaning company that provides customers with a clean, germ-free work environment that also offers advanced tech cleaning service options. Today, there's a high demand for dependable janitorial and cleaning services. But with most cleaning companies, the quality is inconsistent and they are too expensive. Our company will only hire experienced managers, and our crews will have access to state-of-the-art equipment, which will allow us to clean large spaces more quickly and efficiently. We will also provide our customers with an app that they can use to communicate directly with our crews. For example, to let them know if there's an area that needs extra attention. We will focus on large commercial spaces. Our target customers will include hospitals, schools, libraries, barbershops and hair salons, office buildings, and restaurants. The global market size for commercial cleaning companies was valued at $370 billion last year and is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 6.6% from 2024 through 2030. And according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, there will be an average of 335,000 jobs available each year for the next 10 years for janitors and commercial cleaners. These are our main competitors in the Washington, D.C. area. There are many different service providers, but most of their crews are poorly trained, and very few companies use any special equipment to enhance the quality of their work. They are overcharging for what they provide, and the clients aren't getting good value for their money. Our revenues will come from a combination of monthly and weekly service contracts, extra visits as needed, and deep cleaning services. We are expected to earn $30,000 to $50,000 in our first year of operations before expenses and taxes. And this is based on my research from the average cleaning companies typically earn in their first year of operation. After paying our crews, getting our supplies, and doing our marketing, we are expected to earn a profit of $7,000 before taxes. Our startup cost is $5,000, which will cover our equipment, our supplies, our uniforms, and a deposit on our van. Meet the team. Myself, Gregory Williams, CEO and founder. I have over 15 years of experience in the commercial cleaning field. My co-founder, my sister, Tamika Williams, former founder of Clean Green Cleaning Services, who has 20 years of experience in the commercial cleaning field. I'm planning to start this company directly after graduation. I will use the prize money to purchase my supplies, make a down payment on the van, create my website, and start my marketing. And I have some sole potential customers in mind already. Thank you for allowing me to present Futuristic Cleaning Inc. to you today. If you know anyone who needs a dependable and very affordable cleaning service, please do not hesitate to reach out and contact us. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Gregory. So let's get Gregory on screen. Please unmute your camera, Gregory, and let's get the judges on screen. I should have said right at the start, the way this will flow, we'll have a 5-minute recorded pitch from each fellow, and we're going to bring them on screen for a few minutes of Q&A.
I'll go ahead and ask the first question if that's all right.
Yeah, please, Jeff.
So Gregory, I'm very impressed with what you're doing here. The fact that you and your sister have experience in this is reassuring. It's impressive that you kind of know what you're getting into here. I guess my question would be, you mentioned at the beginning that dependability was one of the most important factors. How do you plan to make sure that your employees and your team are dependable? What are you going to do that's different than what other companies would do to make sure you have that dependability?
I will make sure the dependability is there because I'm only hiring managers and employees with experience in the cleaning field. And in order to be dependable, you have to know the ins and outs of the business, and you have to have a good track record. So that's the only type of people that will be employed by my company.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
We have any other questions from judges? Anybody else want to ask Gregory a question?
Gregory, I actually have a question. This is Chip. One of the things you highlighted as a differentiator, in addition to the experience you just mentioned, is using an app. Are you planning to also have payment capabilities in addition to defining special requirements with that customer within that application?
Absolutely.
Great. Okay. Any other questions from our judges about futuristic cleaning?
Got a question if we have a little bit more time.
ahead.
So
Yeah.
Gregory, impressed by your presentation. Wondering, there are a
Thank
couple
you.
other kinds of competitors that I was thinking about. One are the very, very large companies, like I think ISS might be one of them, that service hospitals and schools. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you've got like Airtasker, where you might get someone to clean your business, like one visit at a time, kind of, a la carte. What would be the value prop in comparison to those very, very large companies and the people who you could just get off of off of Airtasker?
Excuse me, Ed, you said what would be the value what?
The value prop. What would be the benefit of going with your company as opposed to one of the very large businesses or someone that you could hire off of a website like Airtasker or an app like Airtasker?
Oh, the benefit would be that my company, we're very dependable, we're experienced, and we're local. We're directly at you immediately as soon as you contact us. And we're not like the big company with so many contracts. We're just getting up and started, so we have plenty of time to take care of all of our business opportunities.
It's a good point. It's a good point that you're local. I appreciate that. In a previous age, I actually was responsible for government cleaning contracts, so your idea piqued my interest.
Great.
Thank you.
Ed?
Thanks.
Okay. Well, let's move on to our next presenter. So Lossou Wallace is going to come on screen next and tell us about Premier Improvement Ventures.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lossou, Wallace, and today I'm here to present to you Premier Improvement Ventures. Premier Improvement Ventures provides highly affordable interior design services and home furnishing to first-time apartment and home buyers, transforming their living spaces into one with a sense of pride and empowerment. We oversee the project from design to delivery, providing the client with a turnkey experience. Being a first-time buyer, many people can't afford to use the services of an interior decorator. They can buy directly from furniture companies, and some companies offer design services, but those companies tend to push what they want to sell, not what looks best in your home. And they won't offer you accessories that come from other stores. Also, most people, when they're decorating their houses, are buying from different furniture companies, resulting in a very complicated delivery schedule. Chances are you would not be able to call off of every day to be there. So we manage all of this for you. First, you take measurements of your home and upload photos of your space. Next, our designers sort through a selection of products that best coordinate with your home. Or you can choose to design yourself and have our designers give you suggestions on furniture and accessories. Once you've made your selections and place your order, the goods will then be delivered and stored at our warehouse. When all items have arrived, we'll deliver the items, assemble if needed, and remove all packaging. And that's it. Our approach is disrupting the usual relationship between the designers, the manufacturer, and the customer. The benefits are that we are affordable and more convenient. We're able to keep the cost down by using freelance designers who meet with the client virtually, allowing the customer and the designer to both be in their homes. We also offer various merchandise of home furnishing that can be ordered through our platform. We feature products from manufacturers where we can negotiate a price to meet the need of first-time home buyers. The market for interior design services is big and is continuously growing. During COVID-19, many people started working from home and started thinking more about the quality of their living spaces. And now mortgage rates are through the roof. This means they're spending more time and money on improving their homes. And I believe that this trend will continue. There are many ways to buy furniture from your home, but no one company can do as much as we can to make sure you get a customized design at an affordable price. Each of our possible competitors face a challenge here shown that hinders them from being able to service our customers how we do. As far as our revenues, at this stage, we're exploring two different pricing models. Our preferred idea is to include the cost of our services in the price of the furniture and accessories that they buy. Like most interior designers, we will negotiate a trade discount with the furniture company and use the differences in our price and the supplier's price to cover the cost. An alternative is to charge separately for each part of the service. For the upfront design work and admin related to the furniture orders and the cost of the delivery, which will probably be handled by a company partner that we identify. In terms of our expenses, the main expense would be our design consultants. They will do the design work and also place orders on behalf of the customers, and also the warehouse personnel who will receive the goods in our warehouse and keep track of the jobs in progress. And we would have to have a lease of storage space. Our biggest upfront cost related to the technology would be to build the website. And also we need to find software that allows us to receive the images and the information from the customers. We need a system for the warehouse as well. We may be able to find an off-the-shelf technology that does these things for us, but we have it customized for our purposes. We also need to set up the warehouse or storage space unless we can find another company that can store our storage furniture for us. Me being the founder, I have been interested in this for a long time. I've always felt that having a pride in the space where you live in creates a major impact on how you feel about yourself, thus influencing the better way of life. When I launch, I plan to have a team that includes a design lead who will manage picking the best furniture and consulting with our clients, a warehouse ops who manages the warehouse and delivery and installation services, also the tech lead who will help create the technology platform and maintain the website. With the end result of having a team of 8, I will call this team the Great 8. For my next steps, I plan to do more research on the furniture industry and speak to possible furniture suppliers. I also want to build out my team and connect with people who have experience in home furnishing and design. With hopes of winning, I plan to hire an interior consultant, someone who can help me build the business plan and possibly help me with some initial supplier contacts. So if I have any interior decorators, CDL drivers, or tech stars in the audience, please do not hesitate to speak up, and hopefully we can make some connections to plan a great future for Premier Improvement Ventures. Thank you very much. And I would like to open the floor for any questions.
Thank you, Lossou. Now let's get Lossou on camera. Judges, let's come back. Chip, why don't you kick it off? Have you got a question for Lossou?
I do. Lossou, thanks so much for your presentation. I really love the differentiation of managing the various deliveries. We know all your customers are incredibly busy, and dealing with different vendors and deliveries is a very big challenge. So I love that you've addressed that up front. I actually have a two-part question, if it's okay, related to the cost and revenue model. You highlighted the criticality of the platform since it's going to be a virtual business. So thoughts on whether or not that solution is going to be more custom in nature to give you further differentiation, or use a package solution that already exists that may be more cost effective. So love to get your thoughts on that. And then you highlighted different costing models, whether it be a flat rate with the cost built in with the furniture and other furnishings, or but with that, how do you manage different overruns or change orders when people change their mind or want to add something to the services you provide? So apologies for that, but that's a two-part question I have for you. Thank you.
No problem, no problem. So as far as like managing if they wanted to change their orders or anything, I'll kind of have like a customer service part of the website. So, you know, if there's any mistakes, you know, they see something else that they want to add to their order, you know, I'll be very flexible as far as that. You know, they can always add something. If they don't like it, if they want to take it off, you know, I'll be able to offer that and just give them a refund on, you know, that specific item. And yeah, that's how I'll manage that. And I'm sorry, can you repeat your first question again?
Sure. Yeah, it was related to how you plan to build the platform. Is it more packaged in nature, like it's already existing and you're enhancing, or you plan to use your tech lead to build something more from scratch?
Yeah, it'll definitely be from scratch. I would definitely use, like you said, my tech lead as far as building the website, getting all that situated. I have experience, you know, as far as that, but I would definitely want somebody that, you know, that's kind of their occupation, you know, that's what they really focus on, and, you know, that's their job, so they can kind of sharpen it up as best as possible. So yeah, it'll definitely be from scratch.
Great. Thank you. Appreciate that.
No problem. Thank you.
Any other questions for Lossou? When we move on to the next pitch, judges, any other thoughts on Lossou's pitch?
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Is
There
that
you
you?
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely appreciate your pitch. I know that you kind of highlight a lot of your kind of virtual and digital platforms that you use to structure people's ideas into to their improvements. But you know, just understanding like the wide range of audience people who live in DC, as far as customers who are looking for maybe someone to come on site to walk them through their house and discuss that. Is that going to be an option for you, or are you going to maintain your platform to be 100% virtual and no in-person support?
No, yeah, I'll definitely have the interior designer, if the customer, if they want to do that, if they feel like they need kind of in-person sort of assistance, you know, I can do that for them. You know, because some people, they're fine with the virtual thing, doing things online, but some people kind of need that in-person sort of interaction and connection. So yeah, I'll definitely have that option open for our interior designer to go out to the customer's residence and, you know, help them as however needed.
Lossou, I just shared a contact in the chat with you. There's a Georgetown alum who started a similar business a few years back, and be happy to connect you if that's helpful.
Got you. I see it. Thank you so much. I would definitely look into this 100%. I appreciate that.
Right. All right. Let's move on to our next presenter. We've got Justin Stover, and he's going to tell us about Steered Straight.
Good afternoon. My name is Justin Stover, and today I want to talk to you about Steered Straight.
On the rug, like I'm on camera this week, but next week you might not be talking. The weeks after that, you might not be talking about it. But I'm telling you, these kids need help, man. We have to do better, man.
This case is another reminder of the work we all need to do to engage our youth and ensure that they do not take this path.
Everyone knows that crime in DC is a huge problem, and youth violence is a big part of that. I know because unfortunately, I was once one of those kids. Growing up, I was a victim of peer pressure. I ended up hanging out with the wrong people in my neighborhood, and next thing I knew, I was in jail. This happened time after time, and it felt like my life was consumed by crime and jail. I just wish I had the chance to actually tap into my strengths and someone there for me who genuinely cared about me and the decisions I made before I went down that road. Watching the TV show Scared Straight, I felt that the concept of using prisoners to get through to the youth was actually a great idea, but I also felt like yelling and using scary tactics wouldn't really help the kids and it could possibly hurt them further. So I came up with Steered Straight, using returned citizens as role models who can help our youth through support and guidance instead of through fear and force. By pairing at-risk youth with exceptional mentors, we help young people see a more positive future for themselves. Steered Straight takes a different approach. Our solution is to use our mentors to steer our youth toward making better life choices. They have faced similar life experiences and hardships that our youth are facing now. They build trust-based relationships through consistency. They are relatable, engaged, and equipped with the skills to get through to at-risk youth. There's a big need for a program like this at Washington, D.C. 50,000 students attend DCPS schools each year. 43% of these students were chronically absent in the 2022 to 2023 school year, and 37% were truant. Absenteeism is especially bad among high school students, 60% of whom were chronically absent. This shows that there is a very large number of kids who are potentially at risk in our community and who can benefit from Steered Straight. There are other organizations that support these kids, but Steered Straight is the only one that focuses on mentors who have relevant life experience themselves, and we provide incentives to our kids to help keep them engaged. Spark the Journey, Youth Leadership Foundation, and DC Dream Center are some of the main competitors of Steered Straight. Here are the main benefits of Steered Straight and how our competitors compare. To start out, Steered Straight plans to work with DCPS to get our youth back involved with education and to provide support for 15 mentees. But really, we are trying to serve anyone who cares about improving the future of our youth. Parents, guardians, schools, community organizations, anyone looking for mentors who can relate to their children and guide them towards the right direction. The tuition cost is $250 per week for each mentee. We plan to raise this money from grants and donations to cover most of this cost, and we will also ask parents and schools to contribute after expenses. This will leave us with a surplus of $55,000, which allows to program, $55,000, which allows the program to continue and expand with hopes of taking kids into prisons in the future with a more steer and guide and support based instead of like a Scared Straight type thing. Steered Straight will need a total of $30,000 to get started. This will cover everything from vehicles to business license, equipment, etc. We can also use school spaces and libraries to meet up until we get funds for our own meetup spaces. Meet the team. Myself, CEO Justin Stover. I understand this problem because I was once one of those kids. I'm very passionate about it, and I know I can make a difference. The next steps to be taken are obtaining a business license, reaching out to DCPS schools to discuss a partnership, looking for space for mentors and kids to meet. Thank you for your time. I'd like to say in closing, let's steer the youth and not scare the youth.
All right, looks like Justin's back on screen. Judges, let's have some questions for Justin. Rohan, yeah, why don't you kick us off? Thank you.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, Justin. That was very well done, and you've identified obviously a really important issue. How kids sort of end up where they are and they make mistakes. And I do remember the program Scared Straight versus this different view of being steered straight. I think it's a great innovation. One question that I have, and maybe 1.5 question. So as I look at the revenue projections, those mentors or counselors that you have, how are they are you looking at just volunteers, or are they gonna be compensated? Because I'm thinking about just the steady influence of having a mentor versus someone that, if not compensated, they may not be in it permanently. Have you thought about that?
Yes, that's a great question. My whole outlook on it was to, at the same time, be employing returning citizens. So I was going to definitely be in lead in charge of who's hired, because it's kind of a unique role. You have to kind of be, you have to be passionate about kids and not just be trying to get a job. And it's going to be the process of getting hired. Like I say, I'm gonna be a lead on that because it's something that has to be taken serious in becoming an employee. But yes, I did want to make sure that they were paid return citizens so that they can be employed at the same time while they were helping.
Okay. Do you ever thought about, this is the half piece. Do you have a training, or how would you think about preparing them to play the role of mentor? Because that can be taxing sometimes.
I had hopes of DCPS offering me a type of training, and also through like a Free Minds book club. It's like for the people that's already on the inside. I was hoping to get people through them, because it's kind of like on their way already to rehabilitation while they're on the inside. So kind of people like who are in Georgetown Pivot right now, who kind of, I would say, have their head on the right, have their head on the right path, I would say, or headed towards the right path.
Okay, thank you. Great idea.
No problem. Thank you.
Hey, Justin, great idea. I think, as Rohan said, it's definitely a need, and it's an obvious need. And by the way, I love seeing YLF. I was involved with YLF 13, 14 years ago now, and set up an internship program with them. I wonder about the entity structure, the business or organization structure. I saw on your financial statement that there'd be a net income, so it looks like it's a for-profit. What do you think about setting it up as a not-for-profit instead?
I would definitely be invested in that. I had intentions actually of starting it as a nonprofit, so I would definitely have to look into that. I didn't know that my revenue or my business model was built as a for-profit, so that would be something I would have to take a look at. But I was definitely interested in starting it as a nonprofit. Gotcha. It just showed that there was a net income of, I think, 50 to 60,000. So it could be the case that it's a not-for-profit. You just have to keep that in mind. But great presentation. Thank you.
Great. Any other questions for Justin before we move on?
I just, the $180,000 in tuition revenue, is that from the public schools, or who would be paying that? And what are the challenges of getting that revenue?
So it will be hopes of grants, any type of donation, private investments, and to take most of the weight off of parents and schools. But we do need some type of help from parents or schools, maybe to take off where they just have to pay maybe 50 or something like that. But we did want some donations or grants or some funding.
Awesome. I hope you're able to make this really successful.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great. Thanks. Okay, let's move on to our next presenter. We've got Herbert Robinson. He's going to tell us about AGG Transportation.
Hello. I'd like to welcome you all to this presentation about AGG Transportation LLC, from origin to destination, safe and secure. Inspired by my late mother, Arnita Georgetta Griffin, and driven by a passion for community, I, Herbert Robinson, founded AGG Transportation LLC in 2018. The family-owned business started with a single delivery and continued to thrive, reflecting its leadership and commitment to its neighbors. With a focus on secure and prompt delivery, we cater to small businesses and residential customers looking to transport their goods to distribution centers and retail outlets, ensuring efficient services every time. The transportation industry is fraught with inefficiencies, particularly for small businesses who struggle with finding reliable couriers, tracking shipments, and managing logistics. Enabling real-time monitoring and our source of vetted drivers, AGG Transportation is equipped to handle all logistical tasks. Our services simplify the process for convenience and affordability. Our goal is to establish AGG Transportation as the premier source for transportation, developing a network of couriers that guarantee the utmost safety and security every delivery. The transportation industry is now generating revenue of $1 trillion yearly. The trucking service alone contributes over $300 billion yearly. E-commerce has raised the demand for efficient, flexible, and cost-effective services. AGG Transportation operates in this thriving sector. AGG Transportation competes with large companies like DHL and smaller companies like 2 Men in a Truck. But we are the only ones who provide consistent professional services at affordable pricing to small business consumers. AGG Transportation provides clients with 2 kinds of delivery service: business to business and business to consumer. Most clients enter into a service contract with us for deliveries on an agreed schedule, but we offer one-time services to customers who do not need deliveries on a regular basis. With a freight broker authority and a new app, AGG Transportation projects a revenue growth trajectory of $150K in 2025, escalating the revenue to $400K in 2026, and reaching a milestone of 100 million. Whoa, 1 million, 1 million plus by 2027. I am the CEO and I have over 5 years experience in the transportation industry. I'd like to introduce you to my team. I have Antoine Rainey, an owner, operator, and CDO driver since 2021. Antonio Reed is an owner, operator, and a CDO driver since 2022. I have an owner, operator, Edward Venable, just got on with us in January. And I have Tamara Warren, who just became my administrative assistant in January as well. AGG Transportation is looking to expand, and we're looking to expand by growing with returning citizens. Our clients' glowing reviews reflect our commitment to excellence and our passion for customer satisfaction, fueling our confidence in AGG Transportation's growth. With the pitch prize money, AGG Transportation will invest in a newer, larger, better fuel-efficient vehicle, preferably electric. I currently drive a full E350 V8 cargo van, and when I say gas guzzler, yes, it is just that, a gas guzzler. AGG Transportation LLC is dedicated to empowering returning citizens with job opportunities and training, guiding them to become independent contractors and owner-operators in our network. As a freight broker, we offer a comprehensive app that provides reliable tier-rated shipping services for both commercial and residential needs, effective local and long-distance transportation, and a robust freight broker network. Our commitment to customer satisfaction is evident through our real-time tracking, secure deliveries, effective pricing, and valuable discounts, ensuring seamless experiences. AGG Transportation is poised to serve a diverse market of small and local businesses, shippers, manufacturers, and individual residential moving needs. Here's all our contact information, and I thank you for your time, and I appreciate your help in helping AGG grow and expand. Have a great day.
Right. Thank you, Herbert. Let's get, oh, there's Herbert on screen. Terrific. All right, let's turn it over to the judges. Ed, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, thanks for the presentation. I really enjoyed that. Want to just clarify before I ask my question, is the business in existence today? Is it already, are you already running a form of this business?
Yes, I am, and on the page of talking about the actual, where you see Blues Coffee and Tea and VHO, those are actually deliveries that are being done, yes.
That's fantastic. I think it makes a big difference that there's a business in existence and you're building on it and you've got happy customers. Now, the question that I wanted to ask is the same question as the one I posed to Futuristic Cleaners. They're really big operators in this space, and they're also really small operators. There's people who are offering their services on Airtasker and other similar websites and apps. Do you see how do you beat them, or do you see the very, very big ones and the very small ones as competitors?
Well, my target is the small and local businesses, and as you've seen the pictures before, with you have Lossou and Gregory both need transportation services. So when it comes to helping deliver items for small and local businesses, it kind of fit in. So with Blues Coffee and Tea and their expansion and other local businesses around, like Mother's Day coming up, a lot of the flower shops, even edible arrangements, like these are all deliveries that can be done right here in this area that I look in the target.
That's a good point. Thank you, Herbert.
Okay. Any other questions from judges? Anybody else have a question for Herbert?
I have a question. Hi, Herbert. Thanks for your presentation. Just curious, what is like the stretch of geography that you're currently serving, and are you looking to expand? Like, are you currently serving 25 miles, 30 miles? Just asking for the range of servicing small and large businesses. Sometimes those small businesses need their deliveries done a little bit quicker, or there's a faster turnaround time when you're going against competitors like Amazon, for example. So just curious how like the range of area that you're serving, how does that play into your expansion model?
So far as right now, it's been like 30 to 50 miles. I've been as far as Manassas and as far as north as Delaware, certain parts of like Dover and stuff like that. A little bit out of the 50 range when I went there, but yeah, those been my delivery ranges, north and south.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions for Herbert? I think we got time for one more if anybody has a question.
I don't have a question, but I do something like for the tech industry, so I'll definitely contact you after this presentation.
I appreciate that, Rich.
Yeah, our logistics expert. Thank you, Rich. All right, great. Thank you. Well, let's go on to, we have another presentation. Here we go. Next, we're going to hear from Antoine Mundell. He's going to tell us about Monumental Women's Health Center.
Hi, my name is Antoine Mundell, and I will be presenting Monumental Women Health Center today. When I was a child, I saw my grandmother experience domestic abuse, and it was really upsetting to me. I wanted to do something to help, but I was little and couldn't. Now my mission is to stop that from happening to others. Monumental Women Health Center is a transitional housing and employment program designed for women who have been victims of domestic violence. Our goal is to help women develop marketable skills in the construction trade and to build savings so they can obtain permanent housing. Many women become trapped by domestic violence, and temporary shelters don't provide a long-term solution. Many women need job skills and saving to permanently escape their circumstances. So this is what we do. Monumental provides housing support services and skill training, and we help women build up their savings. Altogether, this helps women achieve their independence. Here is how it works. The women in our program will be provided individual apartments for themselves and their families. We will also provide support services such as daycare and help them to access government programs. Then we will provide vocational training in construction and related trades like electrical and plumbing. When they finish the training, the women will be placed in full-time paid apprenticeships. And the last part, some of the money they earn, they will use to pay their rent, but they will also be required to save 30% of their income and put that towards permanent housing goals. Why construction? If we look around the DC area, construction cranes are everywhere. According to my research, we'll need to bring in almost 500,000 new workers to meet the growing demand. Workers with the right skills will have high income and opportunities for advancement. We know that there are other organizations in DC supporting domestic violence victims. I have personally experienced with many of these organizations, but Monumental Women Help Center is different. Monumental have two features that set us apart. The first is our partnership with local developers and construction firms which provide employment. The other is requiring women to save for the future. This chart shows the major sources of revenues for our competitors. Most of it comes from government agencies and private foundations such as the Bezos Foundation and the Pew Charitable Trust. Private individuals and corporations also provide support. We will raise money from the same sources, but in addition, the money the women earn from our employing partners will be used to pay rent, and that will also cover some of our costs. Our biggest expenses will be the housing and the social services. According to my research, about 80% of our expenses in similar organizations are for housing and social services. This is how we will get started. Step one will be develop the construction training program. To do this, we will identify the leading construction firms in DC and then work with them to develop the training material and create apprenticeships. When we have done that, we will offer these programs to residents of other transitional housing programs. Once we earn enough money, we will lease our own building so the women can live in a community where everyone is working towards the same goals. This is our team. I am Antoine Mundell, and I have many years of experience in community engagement. I have also earned multiple certificates and certifications in the construction trade. In addition to myself, the team will include Angela King and Ebony Mundell. Angela has intensive business experience and currently serves as a senior financial analyst in banking, and Ebony is a social services caseworker in Maryland. Here is how you can help. We need introductions to people in the construction industry and advice on how to design a savings plan. We also need recommendation on social service providers. This is my grandmother, May Francis Addison, and I watched her experience domestic violence throughout my childhood. Things could have been different. What if she had been able to find a safe place for her family? What if she been able to join a well-paid profession? What if she had the support she needed and services? These things would have made all the difference to her. Monumental Women Help Center is not only support of victims of domestic violence, but it will help our communities and our economy too. Thank you.
Thank you, Antoine. There we go. There's Antoine on screen. Let's turn it back over to our judges. Anybody have a question for Antoine?
I do. Great presentation. Thanks, Antoine. I was wondering, when speaking to construction companies, what is the incentive for them to want to partner with you, especially employing women who would have probably less experience than other typically already qualified people who are relatively experienced in the construction industry?
Well, I'm going to start with safety first. Our women's going to be qualified with OSHA 10s, OSHA 30s, and know how to move around in the workplace. And safety is big on the workplace when it comes to lawsuits and et cetera. So we're going to start with that to get them in the door.
Awesome. Also, I just wanted to include that it might be worth just reaching out to Covenant House. They have a similar model, but it is for the youth. And so if you're looking for structure on designing social services, they could be a really good help. And I'll put it in the chat too.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for that, Maya. That's great. Anybody else have any questions for Antoine? Yeah, Rohan, sure, go ahead.
Hi, Antoine, quick question. Are you, in terms of the time in the program, what do you think of between the time when they come in training and then maybe get out of the program and move out to find their own place? Do you have a sense of kind of the average timeline of what that is?
I mean, I'm banking for no longer than 2 to 3 years. I'm working with a developer who develops in DC and Maryland. I got turned on to him by a council member, so I got that under view right now.
Okay, all right, just wondered. Thanks.
No problem.
Thanks, Ryan. Any other questions for Antoine before we move on?
I have a quick one just to build on Rohan's and Maya's question as well. With the 2-year time frame, thoughts on interim roles that they can play on construction sites as they go through that time frame and build those certifications you highlighted? Would that evolve over time, or you expect them to come into the workplace once that's fully completed?
See, that's where the apprenticeships play a part in, and they will be under journeymen and learning as they go, helping and learning as they go. So when everything come and form together, they should require enough skills to be qualified apprentice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Antoine. Okay, so slight change of pace here now. What I'd like to do is let you hear from all of our fellows. I probably should have explained earlier. At this point in the program, the fellows, this cohort of fellows have been with us since October. They have about another month before they graduate. It's been a pretty intense, immersive experience for them. But we thought you might like to hear in their own words what are their reflections on being a Pivot Fellow. So with that, Natalie, why don't you go ahead and play the video of our fellows.
My word I would use is a blessing.
Great.
Growth. Innovative.
Elevation.
Change.
Awesome.
Opportunity.
Resourceful.
Transformational.
Life-changing.
Life-changing. I was always an idea kind of guy. So I think when I got with Pivot, what it did was it gave me the soil that I needed, that was fertile enough to help my ideas grow.
It's changed my life by opening my eyes to the world of entrepreneurship and owning your own business.
I've learned the ins and outs of how to establish a profitable business.
It's given me hope for a more financially stable future.
It has opened up doors for me that I would have never been able to open up on my own without using this program.
Where I can go, the things I can achieve, and just put me in positions where the sky's the limit.
I would tell them to apply and take advantage of what Pivot offers.
Apply, put in the work.
Join the program. It's great. It's going to change your life and help. This is the place you need to be.
Never over, never give up.
Connect with Pivot. You just coming home and you're an entrepreneur, or you just looking for a good network in order to help you develop yourself and develop your life.
This is one of the best opportunities I've had in my entire life.
Pivot is about dedication and devotion.
If your gut is telling you to apply, go for it, but don't hold back. It's gonna ask a lot of you, but it's gonna give you so much more in return.
That might be something that we need, just that one person to tell us that, hey, it's a good idea. You know, I'll gladly be that person to tell you it's a good idea.
The Pivot program is just that. Pivoting your way to a greater future.
Thank you, fellows. And I hope for those of you in the audience, that gives you a flavor of what the program is about and what it means to the fellows to be in the program. So Natalie, yep, great. So with that, let's move on to another presentation. Next up is Sean Mason. He's going to tell us about dynamic fashion creations.
Good afternoon, guests and judges. I am Sean Mason,
and allow me to introduce you to my business venture, Dynamic Creations Fashion Company, a streetwear-inspired brand for big and tall men. What is streetwear? Streetwear is a concept that has grown out of inner cities in the United States and across the world. Basically, streetwear is where urban art and high fashion come together. Streetwear often includes bold logos and messages, often linked to important cultural and social issues. In my opinion, streetwear is the bridge to the luxury fashion world. Problem: although streetwear has taken the world by storm, big and tall men are being left behind. Clothing for large men is dull, conservative, and lacks a streetwear aesthetic. Solution: by translating popular streetwear trends and designing clothes that will fit and flatter larger men who still want to have the same sense of style as others. Dynamic Creations Fashion Company will focus on making clothes for big men that are runway ready. Market: the fashion industry is a big and growing market. The total global market revenue was $1.53 trillion in 2022, increasing to $1.7 trillion in 2023. It is estimated that in 2024, the global market revenue will be $1.9 trillion. The U.S. fashion market is growing at a rate of 15.5% per year. In 2023, the U.S. fashion market had an annual revenue of $500 billion. Competitor comparison. As you can see from this chart, the selection of fashionable clothes for big men is pretty limited, even in the stores that specialize for clothing for big men, such as DXL Big and Tall, K&G Fashion, and King Size Clothing. Some sell sweatsuits and graphic t-shirts, and some sell designer jeans, but none of them sell streetwear. Revenue model. Our plan is to create a collection for each season and then share these designs with these potential retail partners like Macy's and DXL Big and Tall. Based on their feedback, we will produce the styles they think will be the most popular. Our profit margin is 55%. Financials. Our goal for the first year is to generate revenue of $40,000 and profit $22,000 after our total expenses equal out to be about $18,000. Meet the CEO. I'm Sean B. Mason, and I'm a lifelong fashionista. My creativity has led me to this venture to get involved in a niche that not too many people have ventured into. Startup cost. My startup cost will be around $15,000. This includes the cost of equipment, the cost of producing the first set of samples, which we would show to potential retailers. I also plan to build a website and an app where buyers and other fashion experts can see my designs. The prize money from this competition will help me to cover my startup cost. Next steps. I hope to produce my first collection as early as this fall. Thank you to all the guests who are watching and the judges for allowing me to present my business venture. I will now take questions, comments, and advice. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Sean. We got Sean here on screen. Let's turn it back to the judges. We got questions for Sean. Maybe Rich, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, so kind of two questions, I guess. First, so you're not, just to clarify, you're not creating, like, is your brand called Dynamic Creations, or are you just putting your designs and selling them to the retail stores? I guess that's my first question.
My company is called Dynamic Creations Fashion Company. And what I would do is put my designs onto the clothes and then sell them, the actual collection of clothes, to the retailers.
Okay, got it. Thank you for that clarification. I guess my second question is, I saw your financial sheet and call it cost. Are you assessing like the, I guess, transportation and logistic costs to get your samples and all the things that take you to get your products and designs to these stores? I think that's one other thing I might want to look at as well.
Basically we handle the collections and the getting to the retailers would be on them. So basically we're using partnerships with the retailers such as Macy's to use their partners to get the clothes to the retailers.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Sean? It's a shame you all can't see Sean because he is a big and tall man. This was a logical one. I don't think you can see that on a Zoom screen.
On behalf of additional big and tall men, I appreciate what you're doing very much. I personally would like to be a customer someday. And I guess my question is, how do you know what designs are going to be popular, a few months in advance of a season? Is it based on just your personal artistic and design ability, or do you have some kind of way to test the marketplace?
Well, one portion would be my designs and my creativity, but also I have reached out to friends that are in the fashion industry who also make clothes and things like that. So it would be probably a group collective, but basically it's my creativity right now.
If you got that talent, use it.
Hey, Sean, I had a follow-up question building on what Jeff was saying. Obviously, you have a lot of fashion style and flair yourself and those connections, but a lot of what I believe is happening in the fashion industry is a lot of the cachet around the brands. I was curious your thoughts on collaborations and how you kind of build that brand around your creativity so people really want to be seen in your clothes because of its elevated in nature and presence in the marketplace when thinking about other luxury brands.
Well, as it pertains to other luxury brands and collaboration, that is something that I'm open-minded to. For example, a couple months ago, there was a release of Louis Vuitton and I want to say Supreme. It's been several months now, but I'm very, very open-minded to collaboration, and hopefully I can get a big name to jumpstart me, if you will, to the fashion world.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it was one of the things I was looking at your financials. There may be some additional cost in marketing to pay that big name to maybe give you a try at the beginning before you have that presence. You don't need them anymore as an influencer.
Yes.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you, Sean. I think we'll move on. Our next presenter is Tariq Gaston. He's going to tell us about Capital City Movers.
Good afternoon. I'm Tariq Gaston, co-founder and CFO of Capital City Movers. We are a junk removal and valet trash service based out of Capitol Heights, Maryland, serving the DMV since 2023. Capital City Movers is a company that enables property managers to contract with one company for both junk hauling and valet trash, what makes it both more convenient and more cost-effective. You may be wondering what valet trash is. Valet trash is a premium door-to-door trash pickup service for apartment buildings. Tenants can literally leave their trash or waste at their door, and we come and pick it up and take it to the community dumpster. Normally, property managers have to have contract with different companies for different trash removal services, which is always a hassle for them. Also, many junk removal companies will not take all forms of junk. So that's where we come in with the perfect solution. We're a company that does everything. We would take any kind of debris or trash. We're highly reliable and we will work through all weather conditions. Our target customers are property managers of small and mid-sized apartment complexes. The apartment complex that you see here are 3 apartment complexes that we service today. To your left is St. Elizabeth East in Southeast Washington, D.C., and the 2 apartment complexes to the right are in Greenbelt, Maryland. The junk removal industry is large and profitable. The total market for the junk removal services is estimated at $50 billion and is still growing at a 2.7% rate. So here you see our main competitors. However, we are the only company that provides both junk removal and valet trash services in the DMV. Another advantage we have is that typically junk removal companies add additional fees for material and weight, which we don't, which makes us more affordable. Our primary source of revenue is service contracts, but we will also accept one-off pickups from customers without contracts. When it comes to pricings, we start off with a typical walkthrough of the properties before taking on jobs so we can see the work at hand. Then from there, we base our prices on various things such as the property size, the number of apartment units, the estimate amount of junk, and how frequently we have to come. Revenue estimates. Since October 2023, we have grossed over $36,500, and we are only working part-times, literally 2 times a week. After graduating from Pivot, I plan on working on this business full-time, and the projected total sales of the full year is going to be $85,000. If we can get a second truck and hire more people, I think we can make sales over $370,000 by the end of our second year of operations. But here's the team. I am Tariq Gaston, the co-founder CFO, and I'm soon to be a graduate of the Pivot program. I also study human service administration at the University of Baltimore. The guy in the middle, my partner, Isaiah Robinson, co-founder and CEO, he is a graduate of Dean College in Business Management. And we are the guys that are going to be in the field, neighborhoods, these apartment complexes, executing these plans and meeting with these property managers to grow this business relentlessly. Evidence of demand. These are a few of the clients that we service today. And you can see from the comments that they are very happy with our service. So with this being said, this gives us the confidence that we can obtain more contracts like this in the future. The next steps. In order to grow this business, we need to start marketing our service and also expanding our crew. One of my goals is to grow the business so that we can create jobs for other people, including other returning citizens. We also need a second truck so we can do more pickups. So if I was to win this prize money, that will help us speed up our growth and eliminate our biggest problem at this point. Our business is outgrowing us, so we need a truck fast. So no job is too big or too small for us. If you need junk removal and or valet trash removal, please call us. Don't hesitate. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Tariq. All right, judges, let's get Tariq on screen. Yeah.
So Tariq, congratulations, a compelling pitch and a business up and running already. That's really, really impressive. Congrats on all that. I guess I'll have a 2-part question. If we were to meet up a year from now and you were to tell us what made you really successful, like what was one thing that happened that helped you really succeed, what would that be? Or if we were to meet up a year from now and things didn't go well, what would be the one thing that you worry the most that will happen that might keep your business from growing?
Great question. The thing I will say that if we meet in another year or so, that if our business it grew, we made more money, I would say having another truck, because only having one truck in a van right now is limiting the amount of pickups we can do or jobs. It is holding us up in time as well because we have to go to the dump frequently throughout the course of the week. But this market is so, everybody needs junk. Everybody needs to remove some form of trash. And the only thing I will say that could hold us back would probably be myself. And with me, I'm an executor. I'm gonna go out there, handle the mission at hand, and do what I have to do, because this market is it's extreme. Like the money, the wave of how many people need this to get or not get done, but how many people, the demand of trash or junk removal for people, houses, apartments, it's a high demand. So the only thing that will make this business fail is probably me not executing what I have to execute.
Awesome. Thanks so much. I love the hoodies too, by the way.
Thank you.
Hey, Tariq, love the idea. I think it's great that you already have customers and are proving out your concept. And yeah, it's great. I love that one slide with all the customer feedback. I think that slide is gold. And kudos on clear next steps. Now, I wonder, in the industry, the waste industry, there's an increasing focus on sustainability. I wonder what your thoughts are about sustainability, any ways that you can incorporate that into your business, whether it's adding recycling or anything like that.
Yeah, down the line, definitely recycling. Being more cautious and more aware where our junk goes at the end of the day, rather than from a landfill, then we can go to like recycling fields or green fields, and just being more aware of that, because right now it's more on the side of like it's not as cost effective, but that's definitely in our plans to go green.
Gotcha. Thanks, Tariq.
You're welcome.
Okay. Any other questions for Tariq?
Yes, if I could ask one question related to what we were just talking about. I love this line of focus on recycling, but what about upcycling? One man's junk is another man's treasure, and so I'm curious to know how you might be dealing with that.
That's a great question. We do that. We do that every Friday at the local community center in Glendale, Maryland. We give out furniture that's in good condition to different families for free. So we typically make ads on social media, have people post it on theirs as well, Facebook or even our website. And people show up and get these free things. I actually did a home earlier, probably 6 a.m. this morning, and it was some leftover junk. It was some brand new stuff. Gave it away to my parents, actually. So
that's great.
Do we have
that's your answer on? That's your answer on recycling sustainability, Tariq. That's fantastic.
Yeah, just one comment on that, Tariq. I think that Ed's question, that's the answer that I think that will address the concerns about sustainability and other things, because as pointed out, there are a lot of things that get thrown away from one person that someone else, and they're in good condition to just, I'm redecorating my space and I just want to get rid of something. So in your advertising, I would put that in there too. And you can maybe partner with some other company or something else with storage space that you can drop some things off. And that added advantage, I think, will get you a lot of business because there are people that just want to do it, but they just don't want to do the search, and you can make the connection. I think that would be a big, big plus.
Absolutely. Actually, we gave a guy like a dirt bike a couple days ago, and he gave us an opportunity. If we clear out his old storage space for free, he actually will give us his storage space because he owns it. So that was definitely a great investment into us for doing it for free as well. But I appreciate all you guys' advice and definitely marketing tips. I will use that for sure.
Yeah, put your number or something in the chat so I probably got some ideas of people to reach out to you.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I should say earlier, this applies to judges. This applies also to anybody who's listening to these pitches. If you have any advice or contacts that you can offer to our fellows, please either pop them in the chat or email our team after this event, because we want to make sure that the fellows get that information, and we really appreciate it. So with that, let's go on to our next presentation. We've got Lewis Collins. Lewis is going to tell us about Body Infinite.
Good afternoon. My name is Louis Collins. I am the CEO of Body Infant. Nelson Mandela once said, exercise not only for physical health, but for peace of mind. As a fitness instructor, I have seen many clients leave my sessions feeling rejuvenated and mentally free. It brings me great pleasure to know that exercise can have such a positive impact on their well-being. Body Infinite will bring fitness to everyone, including people from communities where health and fitness resources are limited. These limitations are concerning, as people of all ages and backgrounds require support in prioritizing their physical well-being, whether it's teenagers training for a game or senior citizens regaining strength. So we are providing the ultimate training experience, Body Infinite. Our services are for everyone. We offer personal workout plans and a variety of training options to help you achieve your fitness goals. But that's not all. As a full support service, we are dedicated to keeping you motivated by tracking your progress. Body Infinite is a comprehensive fitness solution. We offer private or group fitness classes, as well as virtual fitness and workout sessions for those who cannot travel to us. Our clients will also include community organizations and private employers, as well as individuals. This means classes will be available to everyone in the community, even those who would not normally be able to pay for fitness training services. This is a very good time to be in the fitness business. The demand for personal trainers is at an all-time high. In 2021, the fitness industry had a profit margin of 10.1% and had profits of $1.3 billion. From 2016 to 2021, the average annual increase in profits was 1.7%. And this growth will only accelerate as people from more walks of life gain access to fitness resources. The growth in demand will also create a growing need for fitness professionals. Employment in this field is projected to grow at a rate of 14% through 2032. Body Infinite has many advantages over the traditional gym. We bring the workout to you in your local gym or in your home, and we can also meet clients in their own community spaces. We also offer classes to companies for employees at their place of work. Now let's get into my revenue model. With initial assessment fees, one-on-one and group sessions, I predict to make $26,800 a month, which comes out to $321,600 a year. After my expenses, will have a profit of $222,100 to put back into my business. This profit will allow me to build the ability to subsidize our services for low-income clients. My starter costs are $12,500 if I were to win the pinch competition. All proceeds will go towards my startup costs. I am the founder, Louis Collins. I am a certified fitness trainer with 22 years of experience. In the beginning, I plan to partner with community organizations like the YMCA to bring my services to the community. Also want to partner with local teams to offer my services as part of their training. But in the longer run, I hope to fund the establishment of a community fitness center, providing state-of-the-art equipment and offering free or subsidized membership for low-income families. I would like to thank you all for your time. I am now opening the floor for any questions or feedback. Thank you.
Thank you, Louis. All right, judges, let's have some questions for Louis. Chip, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, that'd be great. Louis, thank you so much for the presentation. Really love the differentiation of the offsite capabilities. I think about corporate environments when you want to have a team building activity and a lot of different options that you can leverage given your model. One thing related to the location strategy, you mentioned working with the YMCA and other places that you've had relationships in the past. I'm curious about your thoughts on maybe also additionally thinking about assisted living facilities where there may be people that need additional health support and opportunities for outlets around health services. Would love to get your thoughts on that as well.
Yes, I'm working with UPO right now on facilitating working with the senior citizens. I'm also doing a virtual session with UPO coming up this month. So they're trying to get me into facilities. So that's but I told them I have to wait till after I graduate from Pivot. First thing first. Yeah.
Makes sense. Thank you. Appreciate that. And best of luck. Great idea.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Lewis? Any other fitness enthusiasts on this screen? Judges.
I guess, Rand, did you connect with Joe, my right-hand man, when I was there at Georgetown?
That's who I'm learning from right now.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure you got him. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm learning from right now.
Lewis is actually interning with Joe.
Okay.
Houston, one of our alumni, founder of We Fit DC. That's right,
Great
Lewis.
mentor.
Yeah, that's been great fun for us to watch. All right. Wow, we've got one more pitch. I am pleased to present Damon Donelson-Bey. He's going to tell us about Bozan mobile makeup.
I'm Damon Donelson, and today I want to talk to you about Bozan mobile makeup. Bozan is a mobile platform that connects skilled makeup artists and customers and will allow customers to schedule an appointment in as little as 1 day's notice. This provides customers easy access to makeup services and offers artists a chance to earn extra money as a career or as a side hustle. What's wrong with makeup appointments now? Well, right now, having your makeup done by a professional is a complicated process. It's expensive. You have to book a long time in advance, and you probably have to go to a salon or a studio to have your makeup done. And that's fine for really special occasions, but it's not ideal for ordinary night out with your friends. So basically, in today's beauty climate, a makeup appointment is hard to afford, hard to book, and hard to keep. At the same time, there are hundreds of makeup artists in the DMV alone who are highly skilled and they want to do makeup, but many of them are confined to a shop, so they have little time to go out and meet new clients, or they don't have their own space, so they have nowhere to treat new clients. And some have other forms of employment, but they still want an easier way to do makeup on the side. So Bozan fixes that. Bozan is a mobile platform that connects skilled artists with potential customers through an easy-to-use app. In a quick and convenient cashless transaction, you can schedule and receive your appointment in as little as 1 day's notice. And when it's time for your appointment, the artist comes to you. Bozan will do for makeup what Uber did for ride services. Now, here's how it works. You go to the app, scroll down for your desired makeup artist, and search for their availability. Or you can skim through an artist's ratings and customers' feedback and then choose an artist by reputation. Next, you schedule an appointment. Your appointment can be scheduled in as short as 24 hours, and there will even be same-day appointments available. When an artist is selected, they will receive an alert, and both the artist and client have to click OK for the appointment to be confirmed. Finally, the artist shows up at the designated place and time, does your makeup, and then completes the transaction on the app. The artist-customer transaction is cashless, but the artist-customer interaction is priceless. The beauty industry is very attractive. It's constantly growing more and more every day. Right now, the beauty and cosmetics industry generates around $510 billion annually worldwide. Within that number, the U.S. is ranked #1 in earnings, generating $100 billion a year. And that number is projected to reach $120 billion by 2029. It is estimated that a skilled makeup artist can earn anywhere between $50,000 and $80,000 a year. Here in the DMV, there are several competitors in this space, but none of them compare to Bozan. Most of them are heavily overpriced, so they cost you an arm and a leg. And then scheduling an appointment takes so long that it makes you want to throw your phone. And waiting to be seen might drive you out of your mind. We are confident that there will be strong demand for Bozan. There are currently 168 million women living in the United States alone. And through research, we know that around 63% of them use makeup regularly. Also, I have conducted more than 50 interviews with potential customers and visited 10 shops to talk with makeup artists. I've also spoken to numerous artists who do makeup from home. They all agree that a mobile makeup platform that streamlines the entire appointment process is exactly what is needed in this space at this time. Here's the team. I'm Damon Donelson, the founder. And I come from a family of strong, beautiful women. So I grew up watching women spend a ton of money on makeup. I've asked thousands of questions and I've carefully documented every answer. I also have a team of very experienced advisors, including Don Myers and Alexis Green, and both are also entrepreneurs in the beauty space. And of course, I'm getting help from the entrepreneurship advisors at Georgetown, like Dr. Lovegrove and Melissa Bradley. We think it will take us approximately $10,000 in startup costs to build the app, register the business, build the website, plus marketing and advertising costs. There are many apps that are already used in salons for booking, so we do not have to create new technology from scratch. If I win, I will use the prize money to start promoting the idea and building the app. Our next steps are to build the app, register the business, market and advertise like crazy through social media and word of mouth. We plan to officially launch this business by the fall of this year, 2024. This is also something that is very important to me. Once the business is up and running, I would like to partner with local domestic violence organizations and some of their members to host events and provide free makeovers for women who are or have been victims of domestic abuse. Moving forward, I would love to take on a suitable partner who believes in my vision, shares my passion, and understands the value of being connected to helping others. If anyone is interested, please reach out. Thank you.
Thank you, Damon. All right, let's have some questions for Damon. Let's see, Rohan, do you want to start us off? Great, thank you.
Sure. Damon, I love it. I love the idea. This Uber of makeup. I love it. I like that. I like that ring. I did one thing that came to mind, a question I think about my wife. She's real picky about who does the makeup, where she gets them, and she's, you know, and I don't know if she can't hear me right now, but she doesn't like anybody until after the fact. So I was wondering, I'm sure that's pretty typical, but how do you then link in? Because she's so picky to say, controlling who do I get and things like that. And if you're not as picky, the Uber concept works great because, okay, we get someone out there today by 4 o'clock. You have an occasion tonight. But I would think that they want to link to a particular person. How are you going to manage that flow, knowing that not just anyone can do the makeup, but realizing that you know, women typically like it done a particular way by a particular person, it's like getting their hair done. How are you going to work through that dynamic?
Yes, great question, Rohan. First of all, I want to thank everybody for having me here. The customer artist interaction is very delicate, right? And people are comfortable with who they're comfortable with, but it takes time to build up that relationship no matter who your artist is, right? This is why we've installed the artist rating, right? So you're not just getting anybody randomly. Like if you apply with Uber, anybody may come and pick you up. But if you have an artist's rating where you can go and check the app and say, hey, I've never had this person do my makeup, but I can look at their portfolio and see that they come highly recommended. And you may try the service one time, and if you like it, then you develop that relationship over time, because no matter how they're coming to you, the artist-customer interaction is a human interaction, and it still has to take place no matter how fast the technology streamlines the process.
So a second part of the question is this: as you're talking, I'm thinking you reach out, Alyssa Lovegrove, she has a portfolio. These are the makeups that I've done. Is that what you're thinking? Because that would be almost the way a set of pictures and of finished products, if you will. Is that what you're thinking? Because again, it's kind of, I can't imagine, at least my wife, having someone make her up and she's never met them, or she doesn't know what they can do, and they just kind of ran it, unless they're recommended by somebody else.
See, Bozan is the platform that streamlines the process, right? So her artist is a professional artist, right? But you may have someone that does her makeup that doesn't want to work in the shop all day. They want to do makeup on the go. So there's nothing wrong with her having the artist that she already has. That artist would just register on the platform, and it would be an opportunity for that artist to make even more money quicker. In addition to servicing your wife, they can now service somebody else, because, you know, space is limited. But when you're going to that person's house, if they have an available space, then that's a space.
Okay.
But I agree with you 100%.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Damon? Am I right in thinking, Damon, I think you were talking about a kind of ratings feature too, weren't you? Kind of, you know, like, sorry, you can select the stylist you want, right? And you can also see what reviews and ratings they've had from other people, right?
Yes, you can leave a review, or you can also view them. because you may not know the artist initially, right? So if you're familiar with them, then you can select them. Okay, I want Patty. Okay, I want Trish. But if you're not familiar with them, you can say, well, this is new. Well, this one seems good. Okay, and you can look at the ratings and the feedback that previous customers have given. And you may be willing to try it yourself. But they're all going to be professionally trained. They're all going to be quality. They're all going to be safe and sanitation. It's a cashless transaction. So it's going to be new and innovative. The people that I've talked to are excited about it, and they're even saying, I'm going to be your customer, or I'm going to be your client, or I like to do makeup. So it's the demand that's driving it, right? So it's not like me saying, hey, I have a brilliant idea. It's saying, hey, what can we do to streamline this process? And they're saying this is the answer that is needed in this space at that time. So I guess it's a response to their demand.
Maya, see, you posted something in the chat as well about somebody with a similar concept.
Yeah, I worked for a startup a few years ago, and they had a similar concept, actually DC based. And I'm not sure if they're still around, but the company is called Bonti. So definitely worth looking into and just kind of like seeing their model. It was interesting. They were trying to expand to other cities and just trying to find local makeup artists in other cities, and like the credibility of the makeup artists. Are they actually going to show and stuff like that? But there is absolutely demand. It's a great idea.
Thank you for that too, Maya. I'm going to look into that company. They sound familiar, but I know that I didn't actually read about them, so I got to write them down and look them up. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, judges. Okay. So I think that wraps up the presentations. I'm going to invite my colleague Pietra back on screen at this point. We've been talking a lot about the entrepreneurship part of the program, but as you all know, another big piece of this program is the work experience that our fellows get in their internships and the guidance they get from those internship hubs. So Pietra, I'm going to turn it over to you to say a little bit about that.
Thank you so much, Alyssa, and thank you again to all of our fellows, our audience, our judges. What a wonderful community we have here. I'm glad I don't have the job of being a judge. I have a much easier job here, which is to thank some of our very special partners. So the Pivot program is blessed with many partners who make our work possible. First of all, our donors and our philanthropic community, understand that helping to create a pathway for returning citizens is a true investment, not just in individuals, but in our whole community. So this very generous community really makes our work possible. So I want to thank some of these organizations who you see on the left side of your screen for their confidence in us, for their friendship, and for their generosity. A cornerstone of the Pivot program are our employment partners. Each of the organizations that you see on the right side of your screen is currently hosting a Pivot Fellow in an internship. So these internships are a critical part of our program. They allow our participants to gain valuable professional experience, and they allow these organizations to access tremendous talent. So it is really a true win-win partnership that, again, benefits our community, our local economy, as well as individuals. Now, I'm especially pleased to say that more and more each year, many of these internship opportunities are actually facilitated by Pivot alumni. And that is a wonderful, I think, achievement for these alumni, for our team, to see how this virtual circle works, just as it does with Georgetown alumni in all programs. So each year, we have another difficult selection job, and that is that we select one of these organizations to receive the Pivot Program Partner of the Year award. So after deliberating on this for some time, we are really pleased to announce that for the current year, our Pivot Partner of the Year award is going to go to the Eaton Corporation. Eaton is a global multinational, a leader in advanced manufacturing systems across multiple industries, with a big manufacturing plant in Greenbelt, Maryland. For 2 years now, Eaton has provided both internships as well as full-time employment to Pivot graduates. These are great careers with tremendous opportunities for learning and professional growth. All of our Pivot Fellows who intern at this company love it, and all of our graduates who work there, see such a bright future. So on behalf of the team at Pivot, I would like to thank and congratulate Eaton, and I would like to welcome Mr. Tom Dyer, the HR manager at Eaton, to say a few words.
Thank you so much, and we're so appreciative of the award this year. I know I'm relatively new to working with the team. Although I've been with Eaton for coming up on 10 years now. I've only been local to the DMV area now for just over a year. But I'll tell you what, the Georgetown Pivot Program was one of the first things I was onboarded to in my new role, being the HR manager here at the site. And really, you just could see the passion, really from the Eaton side of it, saying, hey, this is such a fantastic program. Eaton's a large company. We've got very senior corporate leaders who are also involved with this program because they see the benefit and really hoping to see how some of our other sites across the country can find local partnerships like we found with Georgetown. Me coming on was really working with Rashid and with Kirk, who we've been very fortunate with that they came on full time and are still with us today. And like you mentioned, I think one of the most amazing parts of this whole experience is seeing them pass it along to current fellows. So we've got Greg and Antoine with us today, and really excited to see as they're developing and actually working in similar parts of our plant. So with Greg and Rashid working together on the manufacturing side, on the maintenance side, and Antoine and Kirk working more so on our manufacturing side, and really seeing their eyes open to learning the complexities of the aerospace industry, but also, hopefully getting an appreciation for what they're learning from a business perspective, going through some of these programs and applying that to what we do here day in and day out. We've got certain margins we got to meet. We've got certain growth targets we got to meet. And how do they come together as a team to hit those marks, day in and day out. So, we love the partnership and really excited to be receiving the award this year, and looking forward to where we go from here. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Tom. And thank you also to all of your colleagues at Eaton. Okay. Next, I'd like to introduce another special person, Ms. Dawn Myers. Dawn has been both an instructor in our entrepreneurship program at Pivot and also a very closely engaged coach as these pitches developed. So we have invited Dawn to step in and say a few words.
Thank you, guys. Thank you to the attendees. Thank you to the judges, but most of all, thank you to these amazing students who put on such incredible presentations today. These presentations came together over the course of just a few months, on top of an entire curriculum, on top of interviews, on top of job and family and personal obligations, and they came out so well. I hope you all are so proud of yourself. I'm certainly proud of all of you. We threw a lot at you this semester, and this is just as sophisticated a training as you would get at some of the most advanced kind of training programs in the country. If you went to Techstars, if you went to, I don't know, 500 startups, you would have gotten the same pitch preparation. And now you guys are ready to go out. And for those of you who really want to pursue these businesses or already have businesses that you're ready to grow, you guys are prepared to go out and use these materials, use your executive summaries, use your pitch decks, use this really beautiful pitch that you've developed to gain the resources, the knowledge, the expertise to further support and grow your businesses. I'd like to just call out a few things that I noticed, a few observations from each of these pitches. Mr. Mundell, we talked a lot about weaving your story into your pitch, and you did it so beautifully. I was really drawn in, and even though I know your story, right, this gave me just a little bit more to grasp onto and to chew on. And so I'm sure that it had the same effect for the rest of the folks watching today. Lossou, your business has taken twists and turns throughout the semester, but you landed on something real, practical, and executable that makes sense for the market and the on-the-ground realities of this economy. Well done, Justin. You fought through the storm of this semester to put together what I think everyone on this call would agree was a stellar pitch that pulled people in, both with its practical need, your passion for it, and your ability and your expertise in this space to pull it off. Also, job well done. Tariq, way to emphasize the fact that you are in business, you have a functioning business, and you're ready to grow. Your grasp of the space comes through, and we've talked a lot about marrying your tone to your pitch, and you just did such a great job of keeping us engaged and keeping a playful tone that showcased expertise and capability and knowledge, but also being really engaging. Wonderful job, and a wonderful kind of pathway to growth. Herbert, you showed your expertise. It came through. I saw that emphasis on that market figure, and all of that intonation and personality came through, and you did a beautiful job of balancing that personality and character with your real expertise and experience, and that's so important. Job well done, Mr. Mason. You hadn't even completed your pitch before you had your first sale in the chat. That's a testament to a compelling problem that may not speak to everybody in the room, but you don't need to speak to everybody in the room. You got to speak to your customer, and you obviously did that really well. Mr. Williams, you demonstrated a new angle on a sturdy business model, which is so important. You showed us that old doesn't have to be, the old can be made new, right? You showed us how you can integrate new aspects into an old and sturdy business plan to make it compelling for your audience. And you also, sounds like you got some really great contacts along the way. Well done. Mr. Collins, as always, you had such a great grasp on your business and your market. And you may have another customer in me, because I have not been on my game lately and I need some help. So that's another customer that we've gotten off of our pitches today. Mr. Donelson-Bey, I am honored to be a part of your team, sir. Please continue to leverage me, all of you. Please continue to leverage me as you build your company. But I am honored to be a part of your team, and I am honored to help in any way that I can as you grow out this really great two-sided marketplace. And also, please maintain this wonderful excitement and positivity and enthusiasm that you have shown all throughout the semester. Gentlemen, throughout this semester, it has been such a pleasure to extend my enthusiasm for this space to all of you. I am excited for all of you, and I mean it when I say that there is real talent and capability in this room, and many of you should I hope, go on to build on these concepts and build out real businesses. I am so honored to have been here for this part of your journey. And I am just so proud of the work that we have seen today. These work products were incredible. And I mean it when I say that you guys can go out and get real resources at pitch competitions, through applications, through grants. And I hope to see you continue to build. Thank you guys so much for having me, and I'll turn it over.
Thank you, Dawn. Thanks very much for your comments. We need a couple minutes more to tally up the scores, so I thought I might ask the judges to come back on screen at this time and maybe just give your thoughts, overall impressions of the pitches, anything in particular you want to call out. Love to hear your thoughts on how the fellows did today.
Yeah, Alyssa, I can start really fast. I thought everyone did an amazing job. And I think I love the things when people made it personal and also showed energy and enthusiasm for their ideas. Everyone did that, but certainly certain people jumped out more in connecting it to their own journeys and why these particular ideas and businesses mean so much to them. To the earlier commentary on finding your customer, I think connecting with those customers is so much a personal relationship level and a trust you build in the way you communicate and you convey, again, your individual connection to these businesses and how that can help grow them going forward. So those are my quick thoughts. Thanks, Alyssa.
Thank you, Chip.
I'll add just relatively quickly. Great job. Amazing. I like Chip. I love the enthusiasm. The one thing I'll offer as advice is you can't do everything at the same time. So I would say focus, right? And one example, a few of the companies pitched creating their own app. It wasn't clear to me that you need to spend the time and effort and distraction creating an own app for most of these businesses. So that's one example of where maybe that's time you could spend focusing on something else. But again, I love it. I love the fact that so many of you are already running with this business. We're excited to see it, excited to continue to help. So keep up the great work.
If I have a comment. I mean, I think in general, I love the passion. I love the passion that you guys have for what you want to do in this, the drive to get it done. In general, the big piece of advice I have is perseverance. I mean, this is starting a business, executing a business, and growing it. If you think it's going to take a year, that means it probably takes 3 or 4 years to get there. But if there's a stumble, just pick yourself up, brush it off, and just keep on going, because in the life of a business has a lot of ups and downs. But if you can maintain the passion that you have now, I think I think it's going to do well. Even if you think someone says, "Oh, that's not a great idea." Sometimes ideas are great, but execution is better. If when you execute your idea, that's how you get it done. And to execute it, you learn and you persevere, and that's how the execution works. So I think job well done. Keep up the passion, keep up the drive, and just persevere.
And I'll add in, I loved all the pitches, a lot of passion about the ideas, about customers, about community impact. I think it's fantastic. A lot of creative thinking. I thought that it was interesting that we saw some mature industries, the moving, waste management. Interesting to see people thinking about new ways to innovate in those industries. I mean, from my end, I'd encourage people to test concepts where possible, and if at all possible, showing those cycles of success when you're pitching for funding goes a long way. I think also taking a broader view of competitors, so not just focusing on your set of competitors or who you see as your immediate competitors, but also thinking about the very, very big competitors and the very small competitors. Individuals who are going at Airtasker. You probably noticed that I asked the question a couple of times. In terms of financials, I would err on the side of being conservative when doing revenue projections and when sizing a market. I think that's just the general rule that you should think about in the future, keep in mind in the future. And when Jeff was speaking, I felt like I was in his understanding entrepreneurship class again. He made a really good point. I like the answer that I got. I think it was Capital City Movers, maybe. talking about sustainability. I like the answer. It's not in my immediate plan, but I'm thinking about that for the future. It's my next stage. You don't have to do everything that a judge or that somebody you're pitching for funding is asking you to do, because at times they're asking a question to see how focused you are and how and if you have a plan and if you're going to stick to that plan. You don't have to do everything that you're asked about. Overall, really well done. I really enjoyed this, and I'm grateful to be here.
Thank you, Ed. Any other comments for the judges? From the judges, I should say.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for sharing your ideas with us. Coming up with a business idea and just thinking through everything is a very personal, intimate experience. You can tell that you guys have a lot of connection to the business ideas that you have. I'm excited to see them coming into fruition, booking my makeup appointments, getting some movers, etc. Definitely just be afraid to pivot as you continue to grow. Like, you don't have to stay with the exact business plan that you came up with right now, just because you do have the support of the pivot program. As you continue to test concepts and see what works and what doesn't work, it's okay to kind of like make some changes depending on what you learn. So don't always try to like force a square into a circle. If you kind of get the wheels rolling and you realize you might have to just make some adjustments, you're still passionate about your project. And yeah, just thank you for running through your ideas with us. I think everyone enjoyed it.
Thank you, Maya.
Similar to Maya's point, so don't. Go ahead.
Please go ahead.
Oh, no, so similar to Maya's point, like trust the plan, but I would say don't fall in love with the plan. As you get, your feedback, you'll get feedback from all over the place, but really take some time to, stay true to yourself, understand what you are and what you want to do, and take their feedback and incorporate the ones that you think will be best for you. I always say don't always seek wise counsel, so don't be afraid to advocate for yourself or ask questions, even though how silly you might think they might be or think you might know that. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Like, people want to help will help. And then kind of lastly for me, like being from the area. So I did graduate from Georgetown, 2 years ago, but I am from Fort Washington, Maryland, so right across the bridge. So I, am definitely definitely involved in everyone's pitches, kind of seeing how the community is going to come together. And you guys will continue to grow together. And I think it was one of the movers kind of incorporated that he knew what other people were doing. Like, that's how it starts, right? You know how your project ties into what other people are going to do. Those relationships that you will build here will transcend, a lifetime, and always, reach out to people and don't be afraid to ask for help, because everyone needs it, no matter who you are.
Okay, great. Well, I think I've gotten a signal from my team behind the scenes that we are indeed ready to announce the winners. So first of all, just a quick recap. Well, first of all, congratulations to all of our presenters. These are the people we heard from today and their ventures. I think you'll agree they were all great presentations, very comprehensive, and there's been a lot of effort put into these. Also, just a quick reminder what the judges were looking for in their scoring. It's a combination of 3 scores from each judge. The quality of the idea, does it look like an attractive potential opportunity? Do we think there's a market for this? Is there a path to profitability? The quality of the presentation itself. Did the fellow communicate it clearly? Was it persuasive? And finally, overall, did the fellow make a good case for their venture? And I think we're all pretty impressed with what we saw. Before I actually announce, I want to say, and the fellows don't actually know this, but everyone today is a winner. And that's more than a cliche. What the fellows may not realize is that everyone who presented today will receive a prize of $1,000. So congratulations to all of our fellows. These are our honorable mentions. Actually, you want to flick it back? Thank you, Natalie. So these are the ones who will be receiving $1,000 today: Gregory Williams, Futuristic Cleaning; Lossou, Wallace; Premier Improvement Ventures; Justin Stover from Steered Straight; Antoine Mundell, Monumental Women's Help Center; Sean Mason, Dynamic Creations; and Lewis Collins with Body Infinite. And now, I'm sure the fellows want to know this too. I can tell you who our third place winner. Let's bring up the screen, is Herbert Robinson, AGG Transportation. Oh, congratulations, Herbert. Very nicely done. Now the second place winner, it's going to be a giveaway now. So the second place winner, go ahead, Natalie, is Damon Donelson with Bozan Mobile Makeup. Congratulations, Damon. Very well done. And our top prize goes to Tariq Gaston, Capital City Movers. Congratulations, Tariq. I think everybody was very impressed with your presentation and with the momentum your business has already created. So congratulations to all of our fellows. That wraps up our pitch competition. I do sincerely encourage all of you on the screen. First of all, we thank you very much for your support of the program, your interest in what we're doing. I know a number of you have advice for our fellows. Please reach out to us. We will make sure that that information goes to the fellows. We hope you will keep in touch with us. So on behalf of all of us on the leadership team at the Pivot Program, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much, judges, and congratulations, fellows. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day.